Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for a review of Chelsea 1, Real Madrid 3. And I'm trying my best. I'm trying my utmost best to just hold this L as graciously as possible. Because what I witnessed was utterly awful, I must say. Because I just had so much confidence going into this game, as I'm sure you did too. But the prestige, the historic team that is Real Madrid, and they didn't even have to be at their brilliant best, but when it came to the definitive moments, they created the clear-cut opportunities, and they're the ones that handed us that L. And to be honest, it's as comfortable as it gets. You know, 3-1, I'm not going to lie to myself, in the first leg, that is a disaster for us. To go to the Bernabeu 3-1 down, long day. So for me, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking the tie's almost done, if I'm honest. But you know, where did it all go wrong? We have to look back. We have to reflect upon this and say, the team, I thought was a strong team. I was pretty happy with it. He showed maybe that he doesn't trust Alonso at left wing back by going with Azpilicueta. I said to myself, fine, you know, that's cool. Defensively, you can rely upon him. But Chelsea tonight, just defensively, they just weren't up to the task. They allowed the midfielders too much time. The technical gifted midfielders, generational midfielders in Modric and Kroos, too much time to pick out their passes. And Benzema, brilliant Benzema, best player in the world right now, Benzema, was able to finish just worldly finishes, godly finishes. It was incredible. The guy has so much accuracy. His game is so complete. The headers, I personally don't want to blame Mendy for the headers. I'll definitely blame partially Mendy for the third goal along with Rudiger. That was an absolute calamity. That was an absolute horrendous bit of defensive errors from them, especially right at the start of the second half. But focusing on the first half, I can't blame Mendy. I just have to say it's brilliant Benzema. Maybe the marking's not great, maybe the movement is, but when you give time and space to the likes of Luka Modric to pick out a pass, we saw what he did against PSG. We saw it. And I personally was thinking, listen, Chelsea are not going to allow that to happen. They're going to suffocate. They're going to harass. They're going to harry. They're going to get amongst these midfielders as they've done previously. They're not going to allow them the time and space because you know technically they're too good. But unfortunately, we didn't do that. We allowed them that time and space. And I know people in hindsight are going to say we should have played Kova instead of Jorginho. Listen, at the end of the day, I personally didn't have massive grievances to that decision to play Jorginho and Kante. We saw that pivot work previously. As a team, collectively, we were just poor. Really poor. And they had chances before the goals even went in. Vinicius hit the bar. You know, they were looking like hitting us on the transitions, on the counters. And it was one of those games, again, where neither team are really absolutely looking to dominate possession. But both teams are feeling each other out and trying to see where they can, you know, find each other's weaknesses. And Real Madrid in the first 25 minutes, 2-0 up, they found every weakness. And the weakness was the fact that we couldn't cope with Benzema. Vinicius with a lovely cross. Again, pinpoint accuracy. Brilliant header. Back in the net, top corner. These goals are avoidable. But Benzema, if you give him opportunities, he will take them. He's shown that this season time and time again. He showed that last year when we played them at their training ground. So for me personally, I just think it's a massive error on our part to, one, allow time and space for midfielders. Two, Vinicius on that left-hand side. That's meant to be our stronger side with Azpilicueta and Reece James. We couldn't handle that with the assist there. And Benzema, whoever's meant to be marking him in the box, I'll have to watch it back. But the movement is clearly too good for you because you couldn't handle him. And like I said, if you give Benzema chances, it's golazos. And Chelsea, from an attacking standpoint, it was underwhelming, very underwhelming. We didn't really have the imagination. I don't really feel like at any point was we really looking mad dangerous. Yes, we had a few opportunities as the game went on. Of course, we're pushing for equalizers and we're trying to get involved. Kai gets a goal back right before half time. The timing couldn't be any better from Kai to get that goal back. Had some hope, some belief that we could potentially get an equaliser in the second half. Steps up in a big moment and gets the goal. But Chelsea, from an attacking standpoint, they were still underwhelming. Chelsea overall were underwhelming today. I expected more. I said this was a finely balanced, poised game, but I had that confidence about me going in. And we were disappointing. And like I said, I don't really feel like Real Madrid had to be at their brilliant best today. You know, yeah, they were good. They created big chances. They had moments. But I don't feel like Real Madrid... I feel like Real Madrid can be better than that for sure. If you think that's the best of Real Madrid, then you're in for a shock because it can get better. So I'm just overall so disappointed. I don't feel like we took advantage of any of their weaknesses as well. And you know, my goodness, whatever the halftime team talk, you're 2-1 down. You've had an awful 25 first minutes, but you've got yourself back into the game. What do you not do? You do not concede 1 minute into the second half. And that's exactly what we did with an incredibly foolish error at the back. It was Donnarumma-esque is what it was. It was PSG on a plate, but only in Chelsea blue instead of PSG blue. You know, we were dilly-dallying back there. Rudiger's, don't know, maybe the pass is short. Mendy, you gotta absolutely launch that either side of you out for a throw-in or whatever you have to do to get that ball away. It doesn't happen. We dilly-dally and we look like clowns because Benzema has an open net to tap into, and all of that anticipation and that hope and that desire for the second half, the whole game plan for the second half potentially is out the window, because as soon as we go 3-1 down, I'm behind this sofa here on DR Sports, crying into my Nike top here. Do you know what I'm saying? Wondering when this game will be over, because Chelsea are not known for scoring a truckload of goals. We're not known for coming from behind to win games. That's not what we do under Tuchel. We have a great defense, not this week, but usually we have a great defense. We win the game by getting that odd goal or getting those couple of goals, but it's built on foundation of a defence and controlling in midfield. And we didn't defend very well today, and we didn't have control of the midfield. And for that reason, you know, we are where we are, which is a 3-1 deficit after the first leg. And when you talk about players coming off the bench, listen, Ziyech, Kova, double sub, Loftus-Cheek comes on, his touch was very heavy. And it's another game where it's like Brentford. I don't really want to single out many individuals because I just feel like everybody kind of disappointed me to some degree today. Maybe there's some standouts that you'll let me know in the comments of players that don't deserve to be in that bunch, and you can let me know. But for me, I think it's another team responsibility that collectively they just weren't good enough as a unit. Maybe there's some exceptions, but it's all a blur to me because I'm so disappointed. And like I said, going into that second leg now at the Bernabeu, it doesn't get any easier. I am not confident going to a full stadium out there, or, you know, nearly full capacity. We didn't play at their stadium prior, and we know the history and the prestige of this club. Benzema is right now the best player in the world for me right now. On current form this season, the guy is doing Ronaldo-esque, Messi-esque things. You saw what he did in the second half against PSG. You saw what he did tonight with the hat-trick. He's absolutely incredible. He's the difference maker. He's the leader. He is the captain of this team. He's leading them to a potential semi-final, and it's really gut-wrenching to even have to say that after one leg. The bare minimum you want from your team in a first leg is to be able to say, second leg, there's something to play for. Now, listen, the ones around me on the watch along are saying, listen, don't give up yet. If you get a goal, you're back in it. But I don't know. Chelsea, like I said, we're not one of those teams that come from behind. We're not a team that we don't guarantee goals. We don't have a consistent goal scorer up front. We kind of just have everybody contributing. But we are usually great defensively. But whenever Chelsea slip up defensively, we get absolutely pelted because we can't rely on our attack to bail us out. And that's the situation. So it's been an awful week. 4-1 against Brentford. Now 3-1 against Real Madrid. What's next? Southampton. Listen, we need to get our season kick-started again. You know, it's been a shocking week. If we end up going out, which I'm sad to tell you, it looks like we will probably end up going out of this unless we do an absolute miracle out in Spain. The bare minimum you want from this team for the rest of the season. I know it's not easy with everything going on around the club, but just get that third place, man. Be comfortable in the third. Don't have us having conversations with Arsenal and Tottenham at the end of the season, and try and win the FA Cup, and then we can just soldier on to the next. But this is peak, man. This really is. I'm really, really disappointed. Especially because when the team went out, I was really confident. I liked the team. Front three was perfect. Pivot was what I just leaned towards in my preview. Wing back, I wasn't expecting Aspie to go over there, but I was fine with that. Christensen, it was a strong team. It's a strong team. Strong Real Madrid team, strong Chelsea team. You expected it to be close. Maybe a draw, you know? Maybe a slight, slender win for either team, but not a comfortable 3-1. And yeah, listen, we're going to wrap this up. Let me know what you think in the comments. Smash up the icons. This is, this is not good, people. I'm not gonna lie to you, and it's a shame because we are the knockout team, we are the cup team, but we ain't holding this cup if we carry on like that. And listen, I've had to move the Champions League trophy away from me here at DR Sports and send it over Real Madrid's way. And listen, if they do go through, and it looks like they probably will, please take care of the trophy, because I'm not trying to see these English teams win it. But it is what it is, people. Listen, smash up the icons. I'm majorly deflated, but it is what it is. In a bit, people. Peace.